Hello everybody, how are you all doing today? What do you know, I'm still alive. I'm really sorry you guys, I haven't posted a video in like 2 weeks and that is the longest that I've ever gone without posting a video and it was terrible. It felt awful. I never want to do that ever again. For some reason at the beginning of this month I just fell into the worst reading slump I have had in a long time. It was the kind of reading slump where like I physically could not pick up a book. I was like, Sophie, what are you doing? Just pick up a book. But sometimes when you're like really deep in the slump, you can't force yourself to read. You just have to kind of ride through the slump. I couldn't force it. I was like, if I force myself to read right now, I am going to resent this book so much. I have spent these past 2 weeks binge watching Netflix. I'm ashamed of myself. I've never been this bad. Never. For those of you out there suffering through an awful reading slump right now, don't worry. Maybe you just need to let yourself watch Netflix because sometimes you just really want to watch Netflix. These 2 weeks have just re-inspired me to read so many books and I have so many awesome videos planned for this summer, so you guys better be excited because those are all coming very soon, and from this point on there will be at least 2 videos a week. At least 2, I promise. But anyway, I don't even know how long I've been talking. Today's video is about the books that I read in June. I don't want to keep blabbering, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start showing you guys the books. The first book that I read in June, as I am sure you guys all remember, was the one and only A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I actually did a vlog on it while I was reading it, so if you have read this book, you can go and watch that vlog because it is full of spoilers. For those of you who don't know, this is the sequel to A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, which is a fantastic book, and it is a twist on the Beauty and the Beast, although it's very much its own original story and it focuses on fae, otherwise known as fairies, and it is a very, very wonderful story. This is the sequel and I loved it. Although I will say, now that I have had more time apart from this book, just thinking about it, I think I've come to the conclusion that this might be my least favorite Sarah J. Maas book, but that does not mean that I did not enjoy it. So don't take that the wrong way because this is still a Sarah J. Maas book, so that automatically means that I still loved it, like loved it. But it was definitely not one of my favorites of her books. I just loved her other books a lot more than this one, but I still loved this one. And the next book that I'm going to talk about today, I am so excited to talk about because I still, a month later, am just mind blown by the plot and what happened. I can't with this book. Every single person watching this video needs to read this book. All of you. Dangerous Girls by Abigail Haas. Well, I'm serious, you guys. If you're watching this video, you need to read this book, and that is in order. Here's why you need to read this book. First of all, it is very short and fast-paced and you'll fly through it, and it's a perfect book for the summer, so you really don't have an excuse not to read it. So I'm not letting you off the hook on this one. Secondly, it is so good. It's like mind-blowingly good. I would put this on my top 10 books that just made my mind explode. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's about a group of teenagers who are in their senior year of high school, and over spring break they go on a trip together. They are staying at this big beach house because all of these teenagers are very wealthy and come from these prestigious families. However, their vacation ends up being not what they expected when one of the friends actually ends up being tragically murdered. This book is very interesting because it is a contemporary and it reads very much like a contemporary because it has many light and summary parts to it, and it focuses a lot on the drama and relationships between these young teenagers. However, it is also very much a murder mystery and a suspenseful book, and one that will just have you on the edge of your seat. I thought this was one of the best contemporaries that I've read just because I thought that it was executed so well. I think this is one that all of you guys would really enjoy. Go read it. The next book that I read was Awakens by Elise Kova. Now, this is an interesting book for me because I had my eye on it for a while, and when I started this book, I actually was really enjoying it. But about halfway through, I just didn't enjoy it as much as I really hoped that I would. I thought it was a good book, but I just found myself really unable to connect to it. I didn't really connect to the protagonist that much or the other characters really, and the plot just kind of moved at an awkward pace for me. It's one of those books where I can also acknowledge that I think it was written really well, and I think that it's actually a good book, and I know a lot of other people really enjoyed it. I think this is a situation where I just didn't connect to the book and it just wasn't really my thing. It is a high fantasy and it follows this young library apprentice. She ends up discovering that she has these elemental powers, and her power in particular controls the air. There are different sorcerers in this world that each have their own elemental powers, you know, fire, water, air, you know. That's the main gist of it. There is, you know, a romantic side to it. There's a prince and he's very charming. I really liked that the main character was a library apprentice and she is obsessed with books, so I definitely appreciated that. I haven't really seen that much elemental magic in fantasy YA books, so I thought that element was very creative. That element, get it? Anyway. Wasn't exactly my cup of tea, but that doesn't mean that it won't be yours, so go check it out. See if it's your thing. The next book that I read was Of Poseidon by Anna Banks. I thought that this book was absolutely adorable. This book is a mermaid book, and I posted on Goodreads a little while back asking for mermaid book recommendations because I really love mermaids, but I don't really see that many mermaid books lying around. I will say I thought it was really cute, and it wasn't exactly that deep or thought-provoking. I didn't exactly have the best quality writing, but regardless, I thought it was a very fun and quirky book, and sometimes you just need a book that you can just laugh at and just makes you feel happy. This book follows two main characters, a girl and a boy. Our girl character's name is Emma, and she is on vacation when she runs into our boy character, Galen, and Emma is human, or so she thinks. Galen is a mermaid or merman. I don't know. There is without a doubt a lot of chemistry between the two, and Galen is very intrigued by Emma because his mermaid senses are telling him that she is not a normal human, and Emma soon discovers this herself. That's all I'm gonna say. You have to read it to find out what happens between them, and it's actually a series, so that's cool. I haven't read the other books yet, but I really want to, probably this summer, because they're just such great books to read for the summertime. I would definitely recommend this book to you guys if you're looking for a fun and summery book to read, especially on the beach. Those are all of the books that I read in June. Those were the books that I read before I fell into my beloved reading slump. I have so many fun video ideas for the rest of this summer, so be excited because it's gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be great. Please let me know if you have read any of the books that I talked about today and we can talk about them together. Let me know also how many books did you read in June and which book was your favorite. And with that being said, I think that I'm going to wrap up today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. I hope that you'll go and have yourselves a fabulous day, and I will see you guys next time.